Gene Haas has pulled the pin on his Formula One team. He has triggered events that have led to the exit from the team of Haas's trump card, Gunther Steiner. Now, it's important to remember that we are on the outside of these events that are going on. We're just trying to piece things together from media reports and news articles, so it's difficult to know exactly what's going on behind closed doors. But from the research that I've done, I believe that Gene Haas has doomed his Formula One team to be eternally at the back of the grid. Gunther Steiner was pivotal in putting together the Haas Formula One entry. No, he doesn't own the team, but he did basically put everything together, including getting Gene Haas on board as the team's main sponsor and investor. He was the biggest believer in the team and a formidable figure in the paddock. Due to his way with people, he managed to win the hearts of the Formula One fan community and then leveraged that to put the spotlight on the team in the way that other team principals or backmarket teams could only dream of. Now, as a leader, he may not have been the most engineering focused, he may not have been everybody's cup of tea, but he did have a way of managing people in a way that would lead them to be intensely loyal to him and their team. It is true that Haas have never been able to replicate the 2017-2018 success which they had, which led them to finish 5th in the Constructors' Championship after they'd only been in the sport competitively for 3 years. But I don't think that this can be laid at Gunther Steiner's door. Teams like Williams and Sauber were struggling due to chronic underinvestment, and Haas was brand new, with brand new facilities, brand new equipment, and a brand new team spirit which was ready to take on the big teams as an underdog. Now, in the years that have followed, these teams have gone on to secure good financial investment and to reorganise themselves, meaning that Haas is now up against much stiffer competitions from the teams that it was ahead of a few years ago, because these teams have been pumping millions into their team and investing. Take Williams, for example. James Vowles has even gone as far as to get some of the rules changed in Formula One to allow them to spend even more on their facilities so they can catch up with the big teams. By comparison, Gene Haas doesn't seem willing to invest any more of his own money into the team, and he doesn't seem to be wanting to sell a minority stake, which could then bolster the team's infrastructure. Instead, he stated that Haas have what they need to succeed. But when we think about it, isn't this the thinking that led teams like Williams and Sauber to be floundering around at the back of the grid, which gave Haas their opportunity for big results? In modern Formula One, you need to keep up. You need to invest, because the big teams can't spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of £1 million on their facilities and their cars anymore. So it's cheaper than ever to invest in your team. Gunther Steiner was also instrumental in orchestrating the sponsorship deals which saved the team from oblivion around the time of the pandemic. Without his people skills, his connections, and his connections inside and outside of Formula One, and him pushing to build that team bigger and better, Haas, in my opinion, is really doomed to run around at the back of the grid. Really, it seems to me that Gene Haas doesn't actually understand the opportunity he has in front of him with his Formula One team. Instead, he's cutting off one of his brightest stars, a man who is in the public eye. For a small team like Haas, that's fantastic. Instead of leveraging him to build a stronger Formula One team and a more commanding presence on the grid, he's decided to replace him and go in a different direction. What's your opinion on Haas letting Gunther Steiner go and their prospects for the upcoming few seasons? Let me know your opinions in the comments below.